टिप ऑफ द टंग ऊपर टच होती है सॉफ्ट पैलेट को, राइट ना, लेकिन अलग अलग जगह पे टच होती है। क बोलते हैं तो आगे टच होती है, ख बोलते हैं तो पीछे टच होती है। चेक करिए, क स्पीक राइट यू कम सुनो। ओके, देन से अंग, अंग राइट ना, ई एच जी बोलते हैं ना, अलंग, मलंग, પછી evening, ring, ing, right now. So when you say ing, always this sound from the go from nasal only, right now. It's a nasal sound. It goes from the nose only, right? Air comes from the nose only, right? So point here is that every sound production has its own place, and your mouth plays a wonderful role into it. Whether you believe it or not, those who are facing the speech difficulties, they move to therapists, and therapists used to provide them this exercise only. They take marbles in the mouth, that means पत्थर के दो तीन टुकड़े रख दीजिए मुंह में, या तो फिर लखोटी बोलते हैं ना मार्बल, वो रख दीजिए और स्पीच का प्रैक्टिस करिए. You will have a wonderful speech. Second thing, this is a personal advice to you. कहीं आप बहुत बड़े स्पीकर बने एंड आपको कोई स्पीच के लिए बुलाए, आप की नोट स्पीच देने के लिए जाए, तो उससे जाने से पहले टेक वाटर, राइट, टेक वाटर एंड हैव वाटर. When you take water, your throat get wet, and when your throat get wet, the voice quality improves by 20%. Right? I have been taking water from the beginning of this class, and with the in the end also I will take it. Right? Reason is that when you have a dry mouth, you have a very different voice than with the wet mouth. And science has proven that with the wet mouth or with the uh, with a wet mouth, your voice becomes more attractive. Okay, understand that? Next.
Yes.
Now, what is
Okay.
the use of speaking here, right? Why should we learn about speaking? So first of all, we need to understand that speaking has one of the best function, and that is to get the message across. That means आप जो कहना चाहते हैं वो सामने वाले को समझ आएगा, right? Whatever you want to make him convince, whatever you want to persuade, whatever you want to instruct, for that you have to speak, right? So the first function is to, now we are not going to focus on the general functions, right? Because हम बाजार में सब्जी लेने जाते हैं, वहां भी करते हैं, right? But that is not our concern right now. Classroom में उसका functions क्या है वही बात करेंगे. So in classroom, the first function is to instruct. Keep quiet. Don't bang the bench. Open the page number 92. Read the paragraph number 3. Right? Keep quiet and give the test in an honest manner. So these are what? These are the instructions that teacher gives, right? The better the instruction, the better the quality of teaching. Second function of teaching is informing. What is informing here? That you are also informing some new information that students are not knowing. Newton's law. My daughter is in sixth standard, but still she has not learned Newton's law. So yesterday I was asking that what are the Newton's law, and she told me that I have not read that anything of this yet. When I checked her syllabus also, it was not there. I think if they will bring it in standard 8 or 7, I don't know, but up to 6, that particular law has not come. So point here is that this particular law is new to that particular girl. So when I'm informing, that means when I'm delivering about this law, that means I'm informing. उसको जान कर रहा हूँ, right? उसको जानकारी दे रहा हूँ. Then second is convincing. Second rule, second use is convincing. What is convincing? See, in the classroom, we have to convince our students to keep quiet and listen to us. Yes or no? This is the biggest challenge
Yes,
also, and
sir.
this is the biggest advantage also. So once in the beginning only, if you do something, they will keep quiet and listen to you. Now speaking has that power. जितने भी मैंने आज तक के क्लासेस किए हैं बीएड को छोड़ के, जहीं क्लासरूम में क्या होता है कि यू हैव टू कम एंड वी हैव टू टीच. But when I go for any corporate speaking, or when I go for any extramural, or when I go for any keynote, वहां उनको कंपल्सन नहीं होता है कि मुझे सुने, राइट? They can get up and they can leave. And I have this here also in classroom. क्या होता है कि I may get the opportunity to impress you again if this class has gone wrong. But in corporate speaking, in speaking business, that is not the opportunity. एक बार आपकी impression बिगड़ी, you cannot improve throughout life. So वो समझी से काम खत्म, right? And then they will not hire you for the next time. So what to do? क्या करना पड़ेगा? So up to now, what is my strategy is that you can use in your classroom also. It will work in the classroom also, but this has worked in my speaking career. That I always start the lecture with a game, and then game must have some message. This is the first thing, right? After that, I always spend 2 minutes on that particular session, that what they are going to learn and what is the use of that particular learning in their private or professional life. See, everybody is a little bit self-centered. So when you speak about their own game, they will be more interested. Yes or no? So
Yes.
after 1 hour, you say this thing that I have delivered these things for this benefit of you. It's a useless thing. In the beginning, if you say that thing, then only they will be greeting, right? Then I use suspense matters. That means what? In between, I always create some heightened interest. There are techniques to, it means arouse the interest, arouse the suspense. That I also do. So that their interest always there. Next thing is that we use technology. Today we are going to play a game. हम क्या करेंगे, आज एक गेम प्ले करने वाले हैं, इसके लिए आपका इंटरनेट का उपयोग होगा एंड वी विल सी द टेक्नोलॉजी आल्सो इन अवर क्रिटिकल अंडरस्टैंडिंग आईसीटी क्लास कि कैसे आईसीटी से आप पढ़ा सकते हो। प्रैक्टिकल डेमो आज होगा, सो आज कोई मिस ना करे, सब आए राइट एट 1 मींस 1:45 and I'll show you. So I use those games. Now, these games are also helpful to create understanding. And two things which I always do and I request you also to do in speaking. The first thing is that you start as what you're going to teach and in a detailed manner as an announcer. And when you end also, you again repeat those things in a different word as a reminder. So whatever you have done, you first declare as an announcer, and whatever you did, you announce means you speak as a reminder. Okay, 45 minute के session में it is highly impossible that for a 45-minute person is there. His mind can waver here and there. Yes or no? So at that time, if you means that is why there is a skill of closer is very important. अब जब आगे आएंगे तो आपको बताया जाएगा there are 16 skills that we used to study. We used to teach here. And from these 16 skills, we have one skill, and that is skill of closing, achieving closer. That means क्लासरूम को मीन्स क्लासरूम में 35 मिनट के बाद वो जो आपका मीन्स लेसन बंद कर रहे हैं उसको कैसे बंद किया जाए, राइट? So last 5 minutes, how to spend last 5 minutes so that your 30 minutes of earlier will have some more weightage. Okay. Now clear with this? So the next function is convincing. How to convince, right? The higher function of speaking in the classroom is also inspire, right? It is not just about classroom and bookish textbook teaching only. Students also have some kind of aspirations. And what we need to do, we have to ignite. And for that, we don't need to go beyond syllabus, in syllabus only, by giving certain examples. See, in language, we have a lot of scopes. I have been teaching in school also. I have still providing some supplement to schools. And I have been teaching throughout my career in college only. So in college also I have taught, in corporate also I have taught. I have seen one thing that people have innate desire to grow. That means they really want to grow. It is no, nobody is lazy right now. Nobody is crazy. Everybody wants to grow. Everybody wants peace and happiness in their life. Sometimes that this desire to grow becomes dormant. What is dormant here? Dormant means सुषुप्त अवस्था में होती है. That desire has gone for sleeping. Now, when you ignite it by providing some powerful stories, by some motivational speech, by giving some kind of aspirations, uh, by showing some short videos, that again will get you more, right? And then the foundation of inspiration gets hindered. And that is the beauty here, right? So please remember that the highest function of a teacher is to inspire. The next function of speaking is to create interest in the subject. This is one of the smart functions. Yes, that once the person has ignited the love for the subject, students becomes self-directed learners. They start searching on their own, they start working on their own, they start means keep things finding. They go for with the internet, they search the things, they explore more, they find out more information about the subject. Okay, so the biggest thing that we can do is to provide love for that particular subject. uh, James McCloskey in 2007 has given a wonderful statement that has become the controversy in the Western education world. And that sentence is, I am paid to teach maths. I am not paid to, I'm repeating, I am paid to teach maths. I am not paid to make them like that subject. Now, this statement has created so much debate in Western world, in Western education. That is James Petrosky, 2007. You can refer internet also. Now, this particular sentence has some truth also. Please remember, which teacher community is divided into these two segments. There are people who means deliberately and with a wholehearted efforts focus on completing the syllabus only, and they are doing the wonders right now. They are very good to the point and they clear the syllabus only, right? But there are people who put some extra effort to create not only to complete the syllabus, but also to create interest in that syllabus by the students, right? That is also very important. So these two things are quite different: completing the syllabus and creating the interest in subject. But here we need to understand that also, that to create the interest, in the process of creating the interest, your syllabus should not get linger. It should be over, right? So then you cannot say that I have taught very well 2 topics, 3 topics they are going to cover at home. It's okay. I did a wonderful job. I have ignited. I have created interest. No, you have to complete the syllabus also, but some extra effort need to be put. Clear? So this is something we need to understand. So the next function was the last function we discussed, that to create interest in the subject. Next is to give the direction to the subject as well as to students for better career and better life. You may be thinking that what is this, but this is the highest goal and it is implied goal. Whenever you're speaking something in the classroom, that classroom speaking has an effect on the students. And that effect is not only on the subject, but also on his career. So there are long-term implications of your speaking in the classroom. Yes. Your much means if you have seen this pre-primary research, if you have read, you must have come to know that this is a very common research and found everywhere. It is a fact that जो भी बच्चे जूनियर केजी सीनियर केजी में पढ़ते हैं उनके सपने में रात को टीचर आती है, right? Yes, it is a very standard fact that whoever it means those teachers who have created a wonderful impact are always there in their dreams. Now, teachers are always there in their dreams. If they have created wonderful positive impact, it is there as a kind of a fairy. And those who created a negative impact always come as a witches, right? They used to come. They are used to come. So that much power that we have of teachers, right? That much power we have as teachers, right? So if we have that power needs to be utilized well. Yes, Spider-Man used to say a wonderful thing. With great powers comes the great responsibility. आपने मूवी देखी होगी तो हर मूवी में ये डायलॉग होता है, right? With great power comes the great responsibility. So Here, we have also given great powers to shape the world or shape the career and life of child. So we have to be responsible with our language also. Second is that second is to provide a role model. Is the second function is to provide a role model of language, right? See, how will the student learn the foreign language? As far as English is concerned, suppose right now you are in Gujarat, your house and your community is speaking in Gujarati, your households are speaking in Gujarati, even your friends are speaking in Gujarati, even in the campus also, apart from classroom, people are speaking in Gujarati. So, who is the role model for the student from whom students can learn this art? Students can imbibe or copy this art. So that person should be a teacher, right? So the language should be such that people like to get impressed and they also like to follow. In my life, as I told you earlier also, that I am from Gujarati medium. I also face the phobia of English. In B.Ed, when I was there, I met one of the fellow, that is one of the teacher, and that teacher gave me one CD of Jim Rohn. Right now, Jim Rohn is the internet phenomena. On YouTube, if you write Jim Rohn, you will find more than 3,000 videos of him. He is dead now, but his videos are always copied and reproduced and repurposed a lot. So when I was given the CD of that particular man. Now, Jim Rohn is a motivational speaker of America. He is the highest and biggest paid motivational speaker of America. He was, sorry. And he used to speak about the topics of life development. So I was given that CD, and in that CD, I was told that listen 15 times before you come in the classroom after a week. So that CD I have listened for more than 20 times at that day, right now, sorry, at that week, sorry. And that CD, I have observed that after listening 20 times, I have seen that whenever I speak, I also find a kind of tone, a kind of a pitch, a kind of a style in my own speaking of Jim Rohn, and for which I don't have to put any conscious effort. My subconscious mind has taken that particular thing. From that day to this day, not a single day is passed where I have not listened at least Jim Rohn for 10 minutes. कोई भी क्लासरूम में बीच में गैप होता है तो कान में यही होता है और बाद में उसमें जिम रॉन ही चलता है. I never go for movie. I never go for any kind of music. Right? This is a waste of time for me. I always go for Jim Rohn or the other things, which is educational. Right? यहाँ बड़ौदा में बहुत अच्छा एक बना था. अगर आपने हमें दिव्य भास्कर पढ़ा होगा तो the richest person in Baroda were uh, visited by the newspapers of Baroda, and their house were also photographed, videographed, and from that this report was done. From this richest person, 10 richest, the top richest person were visited at their houses. Their house were inspected, and then one report was prepared. And the report says that from this 10 people, 8 people do not possess any kind of gadgets called TV. And when the question was asked that why you are not possessing a TV, उनके घर में इटालियन मार्बल है, उनके घर में फॉरेन मॉडर्न फर्नीचर है, उनके घर इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग वाले हैं जहां इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग का कॉस्ट ही मोर देन 20 लाख से चालू होता है. But they have not spent 1 lakh rupee or 50,000 rupees on TV. So this question was asked to them that why have you not spent on TV or why TV is not there? And they gave the wonderful answer. And this answer, I think it stuck to me also, and I request you, I'm sure it is, you're starting your career, so this will be for you also. And they say that we have achieved this much because of the absence of TV. So if the TV was there, after coming from job, they might have sat and they might have spent the time, right? And they have this wasted time only. Instead of that, what they have done, see, all these people have started from the zero. They have worked very hard, and whatever time they left, they have invested in self-development, and this is how they have grown. right? So I request you, take this thing that when you get time, you have two options, entertainment or education. So take a right choice. When you have a free time, spend your time on education, not entertainment. And if your time spent on education a lot, your education becomes entertainment for you. And for that, there is a word in English called edutainment. Edutainment means education with entertainment. Okay, so please remember that. So one of the functions of teacher is to provide edutainment also. Yes, provide edutainment. That means you are not just delivering the content with your examples, the way you express that particular content, you make people laugh also, you make people happy also. Okay, so some anecdote, some jokes, some other things are always there. Albert Einstein is one of the is considered as one of the best speaker while explaining his scientific concept. Yes, uh, he has he has discovered, we cannot say discovered, but developed the quality of his theory of relativity. सापेक्षवाद आप जानते हो right now that सापेक्षता का जो सिद्धांत है अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन ने डिस्कवर नहीं कर सके but he has developed that concept. Now this concept is also philosophical. समझाओ मैं. What is relativity? That आप एग्जाम में फिजिकल ऑफलाइन के एग्जाम की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, ऑनलाइन की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, ऑफलाइन की बात कर रहा हूँ. आपने बहुत से एग्जाम दी है. तो इन द क्लासरूम in 3 hours, all the 3 hours are very less for you. बहुत जल्दी खत्म हो जाते हैं राइट ना. आपको तो और टाइम चाहिए लिखने के लिए राइट, स्पेशली इन कॉलेज और कॉलेज एग्जामिनेशन. लेकिन वही 3 आवर्स फॉर अ सुपरवाइजर जो आपको हमेशा आपके पास बैठा होगा राइट ना, फॉर दैट पर्सन these 3 hours just like a 60 hours. कब खत्म होगा क्योंकि उसको बैठे बैठे लिखना ही है. So hours are three only, but for a student they are less, for a supervisor they are more. Why? That is called theory of relativity. Okay, with the concept in mind, the dimension, the effect or the definition of time goes differ, and that is relativity. Now ये चीज साइंटिफिकली भी एक्सप्लेन होती है. अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन ने कैसे समझाया, उनका उनकी किताब में लिखा गया है that one person asked him that please explain your views on theory of relativity. तो उनका आंसर दिख रहा है. Put your hand on a hot stove for a 1 minute. It looks like 1 hour. And same hand, put the same hand in your beloved's hand for 1 hour. That 1 hour looks 1 minute. That is relativity, right? So this is the kind of answer that he has given. और वो जिनीवा की कॉन्फ्रेंस में दिया गया था. Everybody has stood up and gave a standing ovation on this particular statement, right? Now this statement do not have any creativity, but this statement has some wit, some kind of sharp observation, right? आपने भी ये सब देखा होगा राइट ना, कि लोग हाथ में हाथ करके घंटों तक बैठे रहते हैं राइट ना. हम गर्म चीज को ऐसे से कुछ हाथ लगा तरफ ले लेते हैं राइट ना, लाइक दैट. सो ये देखा है आपने, उसने भी देखा था, लेकिन दोनों को कंपेयर करके क्या कर दिया, उसने कैसा स्टेटमेंट बनाया विच कैन बी फिट टू रिलेटिविटी. नाउ दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव टू लर्न एज अ टीचर, दैट फ्रॉम डेली ऑब्जर्वेशन कैन यू क्रिएट समथिंग so that we can provide in the classroom as something inspirational, something fun value, some fun value should be there. They should like to listen, right? Like that. So this is something we need to think of. So last function that we have written is what? That he should provide edutainment. What is edutainment? Education with entertainment. See, we are not Kapil Sharma. So when we go to classroom, it is not so that हमें आपको हंसाऊं, right? So no, it is not a requirement. But if you do it in Kapil Sharma's way, students will learn more. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? आपने कपिल शर्मा शो देखा होगा राइट ना, यू मस्ट हैव सीन दैट, अंडरस्टैंड दैट राइट. सो वी आर नॉट कपिल शर्मास, वी आर टीचर्स. But point here is that if you add some style of him in your teaching, some kind of a what he's doing, have you understood? He's generating humor from every situation. Now that's an art, right? But if you learn that thing and if you add in your own, and if you try to stretch out or try to find out humor from every textbook and every line, I'm sure you can make people laugh a lot. In Surat, I'll give you the real example of teacher only. In Surat, there is a one person who is teaching uh, uh, chemistry. Sorry, that's not issue. He was using. I mean, he used to teach chemistry. और अभी भी पढ़ा रहा है. उसका annual turnover 3.6 crore है. He is only doing tuitions of chemistry of 11th and 12th only, right? I happened to meet him in one of the conference, and the person who introduced that this is the person his most favorite. उनके वहाँ लाइनें लगती है, उनके वहाँ वेटिंग चलती है, उनके वहाँ कोई बड़े से लोगों की सिफारिश चाहिए उसके ट्यूशन में बैठने के लिए ऑफलाइन, और इतना पावरफुल आदमी है कि एक में उसके पूरे सूरत में 3-4 क्लासेस है, तो एक क्लास में दूसरे क्लासेस में जाता है ना, तो बीच में भी वीआईपी वाले क्या करते हैं, खुद की गाड़ी देते हैं और बीच में उनके लड़के को पढ़ा दीजिए. 20 मिनट का रन है तो 20 मिनट मेरे बच्चे को पढ़ा दीजिए बीच में. So this kind of a sought after man he is. So I met him and I asked him this question: that what are your secrets of teaching? केमिस्ट्री बहुत सारे लोग पढ़ाते हैं. What is your secret? कि ये लोग आपके पास इतने इंटरव्यू से इतने पागल होते हैं या आपके पास ही सीखना चाहते हैं? And he gave me a wonderful answer. I also applied in some of the cases and I also got success. And I request you to remember it and apply in your student teaching style. You will never be failed. उन्होंने बोला कि when I always do a traditional lesson planning, कि मैं आज ये पढ़ाने वाला हूँ every day. भले मैं 10 साल से पढ़ा रहा हूँ, 15 साल से पढ़ा रहा हूँ, 20 साल से पढ़ा रहा हूँ, मैं हर रोज डिस्कस करता हूँ अपने आप से कि मैं आज ये पढ़ाने वाला हूँ. अभी मेरे पास लेसन प्लान तो तैयारी है, मुझे ये कैसे पढ़ाना है, लेकिन आई ऑलवेज स्पेंड 15 मिनट क्लासेस चालू होने से पहले 15 मिनट आई ऑलवेज स्पेंड कि इस कंटेंट में हंसाऊंगा कैसे, राइट? हाउ टू एड फन वैल्यू, राइट? और फन वैल्यू के लिए भी ही इज ऑल्सो लर्निंग हाउ टू बी फनी, राइट मैन? ही हैज कॉन्शियसली पुट द एफर्ट ऑन दैट. इसीलिए आपके सिलेबस में ड्रामा एंड आर्ट इन एजुकेशन है. क्यों है? बिकॉज ड्रामा इज समथिंग वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट and that person has taken it professionally and he is enjoying and minting money like anything. So remember that. Spend 10 minutes before your class and ask yourself that how can I add fun value for my sessions. Clear? Just one.
Sir, as far we heard many lectures, this thing about making someone laugh is new for me.
Making someone laugh is always new for you, or it is always new for everyone, because our industry, or because our profession has one misconception. And that misconception is that कि आप जितना गंभीर दिखोगे, आप जितना गंभीर रहोगे, आपकी reputation, maintain image बहुत sustain रहेगी. You will be considered as scholar. This is one of the biggest problem that I find in this particular profession of teaching, especially at higher education. And people used to be very grave. They behave as if they are very stern, right? They never laugh too much. They control their laughter, right? They behave, right, as if they उन्हें 10 liter दिवेल पी लिया हो, right? So they behave like that. Why?
Yes.
I don't know why, but I personally believe that if you are a light-hearted fellow and if you really radiate that smile, even आप खुद देखिए ना, आज प्रयोग करके देखना, आज करिए, आप घर से बाहर निकलेंगे ना कुछ लेने के लिए, meet somebody and smile. लेकिन उसके भी अपने अपने रूल है, ध्यान रखना. किसको स्माइल दे रहे हैं, हाँ, कहीं गलत जगह स्माइल दे तो मुझे मारने मत आना कि आपने सलाह दी थी और मुझे ये लफड़ा हो गया, राइट? नहीं, सो ध्यान रखना. पॉइंट हियर इज दैट कि भाई यू स्माइल. इट्स अ एल्डरली फेलो, चलो कुछ एल्डरली फेलो को पकड़ लेते हैं, जस्ट स्माइल. अननोन पर्सन, you will come to know, he will also smile back to you, because smile is so contagious. What is contagious? चेपी रोग, right? ना जैसे कोरोना कैसे चेपी है, फैल रहा है, राइट? So no, वैसे smile is also one of the most important thing, right? You will smile, people will smile, right?
सर कोरोना ने तो स्माइल ही हटा दी मास्क के.
तो घर में ट्राई करो, हाँ, घर में पड़ोसी के साथ ट्राई करो, कुछ भी, जहाँ मास्क ना लगे तब ट्राई करो, या तो फिर ठहरो 2 महीने, 2 महीने के बाद ये मास्क निकल जाएगा तब ट्राई करना. ओके,
ट्रू सर. यस सर.
Yes,
और हाँ,
sir.
मास्क में भी आप
Yeah.
स्माइल कर सकते हो. मालूम है क्या?
हाँ
सर
सर,
स्माइल वाले भी
मास्क में
मास्क
भी
आते
स्माइल,
हैं,
हाँ।
वो तो
प्रिंटेड
ठीक
ही
है, वो
ऐसे
स्माइल
होता है।
नहीं वो तो ठीक है, वो तो खर्चा करना पड़ेगा
हम मास्क
लेकिन
पहन के भी अगर हंसते हैं ना सर, तो
तो
भी
आइस
कि सामने वाले को पता चल जाता है कि ये हंस रहा है।
बिकॉज ऑफ
हाव
हाव भाव से
दिस
पता
हाँ,
चलता है।
यस यस सर।
आइस से पता चलता है।
तो मास्क नॉट मैटर।
mask do not matter. Mask does not matter. Now one more thing before we end up. These are the best functions of speaking in the classroom. Now, how to improve that thing? What are the activities you can do? We'll be discussing in the next class, but I'll give you 2 tips that you can start from today on. Number one, go to terrace, take one paper, that means take one paragraph from any of your choice book and speak aloud. That means read that paragraph aloud. टेरेस पे जाओ अथवा रूम में बंद कर दो अपने आप को और एक पैराग्राफ आपकी कोई भी अच्छी किताब है जो आपको अच्छी लगती है उसमें से पढ़ो. लेकिन कैसे बोलना है? रीड अलाउड. इट विल हेल्प यू. It will help your tongue to accustom with the loud voice. Try to be loud because teachers should be loud. If the teacher do not have that loud voice, he cannot make an impression, right? Unfortunately, we have 60-65 students in our classroom at schools. So 65 students, आजू बाजू का आवाज, बाजू वाले क्लास में से भी आवाज आएगा, उसमें आपको पढ़ाना है. Then you need to have a loud voice, right? That is the most important thing. And we have a role model also. कौन है?
उतने लाउड में भी बच्चे हमारे पर फोकस करे, वो भी मेन थिंग है ना सर. बच्चों का
नहीं, वो
फोकस.
नहीं, I'm not talking about the focus right now. I'm talking about your personal development. It is your loudness, right?
ओके ओके.
आजू बाजू का वातावरण जो loud है, we will discuss how to create impact into that. But लेकिन first of all, we have to imprint our own loudness. अभी loudness ही चल रही है तो compete हम भी करना पड़ेगा, right? Yes or no?
हाँ राइट सर.
Increase your voice by practicing that thing. Only one paragraph. आज से ये चालू करें. Second
जी
thing
सर,
is that,
श्योर।
Yes, sir.
second thing is that play word antakshari. Now, word antakshari can be played in any of the language. Now, so let us say, or this should be this. Let me take a pen and I'll show you what to do. Take a pen and paper, and after that pen and paper, जितना बड़ा मैं लिख रहा होता लिखने की जरूरत नहीं. Just for your example, I'm giving. You can write down like this only, but I'm just showing you. Write any word, one word of your choice of language. I'm talking about improving English. So I'm writing word. Let us say I'm writing the word dog. Okay. So when I'm writing the word dog here, pen is not working. Just one. Dog. Now the last word is G. So from G, I need to make word. So good. So last word is D. So do. Last word is O. Last letter. So O is O. Over. Last letter is R dash river. Again R dash ray means kirane. Y year. Again R go on. ये अगर आप करें, right, and it should start from here, right, and it goes up to end. एक पेज भर के करें. It will give you so much power in thinking and communication. Ideas इतना जल्दी फ्लो होंगे ना माइंड में, किसी के माइंड में जितना जल्दी फ्लो नहीं होगा इतने माइंड में आप में होगा. बहुत सिंपल एक्टिविटी है. इसमें सिर्फ 10 मिनट जाएगा. आप रोज 1 से खेलें. अपने घर में जो छोटे बच्चे हैं, अपने भाई बहन है, उसके साथ भी खिलवाए. बहुत मजा आएगा. अकेले हैं तो पेपर पे खेले, साथ में हो तो ग्रुप में खेले. बहुत ही मजा आएगा. इट विल हेल्प यू ऑल्सो टू, बिकॉज देर आर सी इंग्लिश या कोई भी लैंग्वेज के लिए सबूत क्या चाहिए? वोकैबुलरी चाहिए. और वोकैबुलरी इज देयर विथ यू. आपको खुद मालूम पड़ेगा कि इतने सारे वर्ड आपके माइंड में है, कभी यूज नहीं किए हैं आप, जो यहाँ निकलेंगे बाहर, राइट? सो यू विल डू दिस 2 थिंग्स. इज इट विथ यू? विल यू बी डूइंग?
Yes, sir.
यस सर, डेफिनेटली।
जी सर।
ओके फाइन. ये सर वाले से सिर्फ ऑलवेज 4 या 5 ही वॉइस होते हैं जो आइडेंटिकल है, जो मैं हर बार सुनता हूँ. बाकी ये 66 है, उसमें से 6 को यस अच्छा लगता है, बाकी सब क्या करते हैं? नो वाले हैं क्या?
नहीं सर, नो।
अच्छा, नो वाले हैं, ओके गुड।
नहीं नो वाले नहीं सर।
ओके, कैरी ऑन, राइट। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर
यस
टाइम।
वाले।
Okay, yes वाले हैं ना, तो do this two activity. We are going to meet at 1:45 today, right? For critical understanding of ICT. Make your mobile charge. We are going to have a wonderful activity today. Sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good day, sir.
Good day, and now you can leave now. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, sir. सर ऐसे मोटिवेशन मिलती है?
हाँ बोलो बोलो बोलो, कोई बात नहीं, बोलो, सुन रहा हूँ। तो बोलो बोलो।
सर ऐसे मोटिवेशन मिलती है तो ऐसा एक्साइटमेंट होता है कि 1:45 का क्लास कब आएगा, गेम खेल
Thank you. I take it as a compliment. It's Mariam.
यस सर।
Mariam, show yourself. I have not seen you, right? Show yourself. आप वही है ना बेटा जिसके लिए आपको पप्पा आए थे वो फॉर्म लेके, वही हो ना बेटा?
नहीं सर, मैं तो लोकलाइट ही नहीं हूँ। आई हैव नेवर कम,
अच्छा।
मतलब मैं राजकोट से हूँ।
अच्छा, sorry for that, because Mariam, अच्छा, Mariam Kayasi is in Android. Sorry.
Kapasi.
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
You are
sir.
Mariam Kayasi, and that is
Kapasi. कपासी,
Okay.
KAPASI।
Okay. तो वो है Mariam Ahmadi. Okay. So two Mariams are there.
ओके
Okay. All the best. Thank you for the compliment. See you. Relax for 2 or 3 minutes. You have the next class with somebody, right? Bye.
यस सर।
Thank you, sir.